Hello programmer, and welcome to the first video in a brand new tutorial series here on the Future Programmer YouTube channel on intermediate Python topics. In these short, straight to the point videos, you'll learn about intermediate Python concepts that are extremely useful when writing Python programs, starting with today's lesson on exception handling. Without further ado, let's get started. If you have done any sort of coding before, then chances are you have seen errors thrown. So that's the topic of today, is how to handle exceptions, how to handle errors in Python. So here's an example of an error. So on line 1, we can see that we're trying to print out 1 divided by 0. Now both mathematically and also in programming, dividing by 0 is not allowed. So running this program, we will see a 0 division error thrown on line 1 that says division by 0. So we can see this line is throwing this exception, this 0 division error. And notice how not only does line 1 not run, this error also crashes the entire program, so the lines following it will also not run. So how can we use Python to handle this exception? So we use the try except structure to handle errors. We have the same code as before. We have print 1 divided by 0. But notice how it's after a try statement. We have try colon, and then on a new line, we have a tab, and then here we have what we want to do. We want to print 1 divided by 0. Now running this code, we will see that we have an exception occurred in the try block. And that's the statement right here that we printed out using the print function. So this is what's going to run is inside of the except statement. You can think about it this way. We're trying to do the things inside of the try block. If there is an error, then the except block will be run. So in this case, this will be printed out. We'll see an exception occurred in the try block. We can also print out other things. For example, if I want to have print out 2 times 2. Now, right now, we're going to see the same output, but if I have, for example, 1 divided by 1, then we will see 1 and then 4 printed out, as you can see here. And same idea, we can have multiple print statements. We can have, for example, hi here. And then let's just change this to, let's say, 1 divided by 0 again. And we can see we print out 1 divided by 1, so we get 1 here. And then this line will throw the 0 division error so that it will go to the go to the except block and print out these two outputs. We can also use the try except structure to handle more specific exceptions only. Now here, any sort of error that will occur in the try block will go here. So it may be a 0 division error, it may be a value error, it may be an attribute error. Now we can also use try except to handle specific exceptions only. So here we have 3 lines that all contain some sort of errors. The first line is trying to divide by 0, the second one is trying to convert a string that does not contain a number to an integer. And the third one is trying to print out a variable that we have not defined. So running this code, we'll see that we get try dividing by 0. And that's because the first error that we see will crash the try block and we will go down to the except blocks. And we see we have except 0 division error. This is the name of the error that matches what is thrown here. So we go here and print out you tried dividing by 0. So we can also, let's just say we get rid of this line. Let's just get rid of it. Let's just get rid of these 2 lines. Now this is going to raise a value error. We're trying to convert a non-number to an int. We're trying to convert a string that does not contain a number to an int. So this would raise a value error. So we'll print out value error was thrown. So it kind of goes down and checks, is this a value error? No. Or is this a 0 division error? No. Is it a value error? It is. So we'll do this. And we see value error was thrown. Now what if we have, here we have, let's just get rid of these 2 lines. We're trying to print out an undefined variable. Now this is not a 0 division error. It's also not a value error. So we'll see unexpected error. So this is kind of like an else block. We're catching everything that these except statements did not catch. If you really want to put something here, you can also do except exception like this, and we'll see unexpected error. Same thing, you can have it or you cannot have it. So to summarize today's lesson, exceptions happen all the time, and now you know how to handle these errors so that errors will not crash your Python programs. Thank you for watching this video. If you found it helpful, please consider subscribing to this Future Programmer YouTube channel down below so you won't miss any future videos. With that said, I hope to see you in more intermediate Python videos, and happy programming!